there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Quantum Break hard difficulty walkthrough. This is Act 1 Part 3, it's the library chase, and we're being introduced to Time Dodge. This is my favourite ability in the game. You press a button, you dodge into that direction, and if you're close to an enemy it can disorientate them, and if you aim afterwards you will go into a focus mode that slows time down a la bullet modes from other games, bullet time. You can really take advantage of the enemies. When you upgrade it, it gets a longer duration of focus at the end if you aim during it, and then if you upgrade it to the maximum, you get an extra dodge. Right here, you might wonder why I did that. Well, I pressed to do the dodge, and I don't know if my cooldown wasn't enough to do it at that point, but it didn't come out. So I ended up mashing the button and I got 2. So you'll notice that was kind of erratic and weird, but it was just a little bit of unresponsiveness in the game. It might be my controller, because I do have an Xbox One controller that's been a bit shitty, but I've noticed it with the time rush ability and with the dodge. There are times when you try to go into it, and because there's like a delay of activation, you can get tagged, you can get killed, you can get put in a pretty rough spot. So you need to be aware of it. But the game right now is showing you focus time. So after you do a time dodge, if you hold the left trigger, you will go into a slow motion assisted mode, and it's really useful. But this is how I play, guys, and this is how I recommend you should play, I should say, because I'm not going to be following my advice for much longer. On my first run of this game, I found a reliable piece of cover like this one, and I just let people come to me. Whenever anybody flanks you that you don't know about them, or if they throw a grenade like this, use the time dodge to get away from it, or use the bullet shield that we're going to be learning later on. These two abilities will keep you safe in almost any opportunity. They can also turn the tide of a fight, because if you dodge and you disorientate somebody, you can shoot them in focus mode and kill them that way. And when we get the bullet shield, that thing is plain broken. I didn't upgrade it once and it was still OP as hell, because they enable you to use it about 3 or 4 times, which is way too many times in my opinion. And when you do this, it deflects all bullets coming your way, and if anybody's close enough to be in the field with you, it stuns them. It's the ultimate god move, and it does so many great things for you. If you need to run away, drop one as you're running. It'll put a protective cloud behind you, nobody can shoot you from that direction. If somebody's getting too close to you, if you drop it, it'll stun them and you can kill them. If you need to get that extra few seconds to regenerate when you're on the edge of death, just drop that thing, and boom, you're done. There are so many utilities that you can use with it, it's way too good. And one of my issues with the game's difficulty is of course that it's way too easy. And it's way too easy because they've made the player way too capable. If I'd have designed this difficulty, I would have put another difficulty, because hard would have been fine if there was quantum mode after it, or I don't know, time to kill mode or whatever. Some punny, time-inspired name. And I think that would have been fine, but I would have made it so that your powers regenerated slower, because they regenerate way too quickly for a harder difficulty in my tastes. Although it's awesome because it lets you use them more, and it lets you do what's really fun in this game, which is these crazy moves. The moves make the game. The shooting itself, once you consider it all together, with the recoil, with the guns not feeling as precise or as impactful as perhaps they should, it all culminates in a third-person shooter that looks better than it feels. But when you add those powers, that's what makes it work. That's what gives it that life and that appeal. And if they did give you bigger, longer cooldowns, you wouldn't be able to do it as much, and I think it would really show just how... I hate to say this because I love Remedy so much, but just how unimpressive the shooting feels from people who redefined the genre of third-person shooters for me. And I don't understand it, because Max Payne always felt really punchy to me and really great. Alan Wake always felt super punchy and super great. This game, when you're using the powers, feels super punchy and super great, but the moment you stop, it kinda just doesn't have that kick. And right there's a great example, Heavy Pistol. This is a pistol that packs like 4 bullets in its chamber, and it's a slow single-shot Desert Eagle-esque weapon. The Desert Eagle is a weapon I loved using in Max Payne, because it was accurate and it was powerful. This pistol, I just don't see the benefit in it. I can spam bullets with a Glock and kill dudes in the time it takes me to fire 2 bullets with this gun, and if those bullets I fired with this gun went in the face, you don't have a dead enemy. You have an enemy who's coming close and getting dangerous. Like, watch this. That's 2 bullets into the bullet stack, and I had to reload, and the fucker's still alive. Like, what was the point? And then, of course, I'm not very accurate. There's another one. He took it perfectly to the chest. I dropped the bullet shield and he finally dies. So it tells me immediately, what's the point in using this gun unless you're lining up headshots? And lining up headshots in the heat of battle with all the rarefaction and... Is it refraction when you look through water and it bends things? I don't know what you would call that effect with the time bubble, but it's not the easiest thing to do. And this is me showing you an example of me getting a bit more aggressive now I have the bullet shield. See, that was the shield stunning him, puts me in line to shoot him in the face. Incredibly powerful, dude. The moves in this game are unbelievably good. Truly, truly good. Back to the point I was making, though, as I'm going to rush this guy and do the stun into gunshots. Which, he took it well, and there's an explosive there, be careful. Explosives will have a higher chance of killing you than anything. Because the gun damage isn't high enough on the enemies. The only guns that'll kill you are snipers. They were the only ones that killed me. But back to the difficulty. I would perhaps keep the cooldowns the same. I would just give you less options. Less charges, sorry. Like, why can I dodge 3 times? With a dodge that stuns people and is incredibly powerful to get away from people. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact I can do that because it makes the game super fun to be aggressive in. But then why can I drop so many shields without it burning it out? Like, you can drop at least 3 to 4 of those shields without needing to upgrade it, and that's without upgrades. And I'm not saying here, folks, that it shouldn't be this way, because you could have got it this way when you upgraded. But at the beginning of the game, I have every tool I need at this point to kill everything in this game. And not only can I kill it, but I can destroy it. And it doesn't really matter that I'm the player. You can destroy it too. You know, anybody can destroy it. And I find it really bizarre because what I was thinking at the time as this is happening, and all I'm doing here, guys, is being incredibly reckless. You can stay up on that balcony, counter-shoot people using the cover trick, stack those bullets, use your abilities, or you can do what I'm doing, and it will work. It all works. It works a little too well. And I was thinking, maybe when we get to Act 3, Act 4, Act 5, it'll get to the point where they have such an interesting and eclectic garland of enemy variety happening at the same time that you would be put into positions where there's some crazy enemy putting pressure on you. There's a sniper waiting for you to come out of cover. You know, there's a heavy in the background who's getting closer, that it'd force you to be really intelligent with your abilities. Because I look at it like this. The time shield is like a parry. It's the closest thing this game has to something like that. When people get close, you pop it, it props them back. When you're in a bad spot, you prop it, it gives you a few seconds to think. It's like this ultimate Kingdom Hearts multi-directional shield. And it's really powerful. And you have access to it now. And this is what, 10 minutes into the game? And then the dodge that covers insane distance, stuns people, and also loses line of sight with you to give you more breathing room. There's nothing in the game that demands the player to use these abilities in conjunction with each other or to even use them intelligently. You know, there's no call for it because it never escalates to the point where it's that demanding on you. And I find it really strange. And once again, it's something we're going to go into further and further as we play this, as we analyse just what was happening with some of the design choices here. But thank you for watching. Hopefully the videos are helping, and you take care now.